Welcome to Gurang Vlogger ng Kuwait, the charity channel of PAIS. We are Group 1 and today we are going to take you through our group study session for lesson number 1. Hi, today is the day when my group mates and I are going to have our scheduled group study. So come join us as we walk you through how we are going to study and review for future quizzes and exams. Hi, I'm in the kitchen. Before study sessions, I like to prepare myself a small drink that would keep me hydrated throughout the study session, whether it be just me studying alone or a group session. So what I prepared today was very simple. It's just a mug of water. And this has lots of benefits, such as it helps you provide nutrients for your cells, and drinking water makes sure that you don't get dehydrated or die of dehydration. So drink water, guys.
Hello there! Since we're doing a vlog, a group study session vlog, I'd like to show you guys on what I like to have while studying, in a group or individually. First off, I like to have a beverage. This is watermelon juice for today. It looks kinda iffy, but it'll do, honestly. Something to munch on. I got biscuits over here. Yeah, the usual. That's it.
So for study essential, I would like to prepare a glass of coffee so I don't feel sleepy while I'm studying or doing my work. It helps me not to doze off, and it helps my brain to work so I don't feel lazy, and that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to review Lesson 1, Exploring the Nature of Communication.
Good morning, grade 11. So today we're going to talk about the nature of communication.
So let's talk about the nature of communication. What is communication? Communication is the process of expressing and exchanging information, thoughts, ideas, and feelings. According to Wood, 2004, communication is a systematic process in which individuals interact with and through symbol to create and interpret meaning. Communication is a process of sharing and conveying messages or information from one person to another within and across channels, contexts, media, and culture. And here are some communication situations, which are face-to-face interaction, a phone conversation, a group discussion, a meeting or interview, a class recitation, and many more. And here is nature of communication. Communication is a process, communication is a system, communication is symbol, communication involves meanings. And here is some different level of communication, which is speaker, message, encoding, channel decoding, and receiver.
Now let's talk about the importance of communication. Like, if you've ever heard of the saying, communication is key, then they're not lying. Communication is pretty useful with everything we do, and especially in our daily lives. In short, the main importance of being able to communicate and learn to be at least a little good with communication, it could help us to be able to pass information to others and to be understood by them too. Without being able to communicate well, we might have a hard time to understand others, and this might cause misunderstandings.
Tip number 1. A desire to be linked. To be linked implies to make an effort to establish a connection, as well as to be open and aware of what matters to the other individual. Trust that being right, or even just getting your say, is less necessary, and being connected is far more important and nourishing. Tip number 2. Make sure you're empathetic. Refrain from sharing your own related story right away, interrogating with a large number of questions. Avoid one-upmanship. For example, if you think that's awful, wait till you hear what happened to me. dismissing a person's emotions. And remember, people in general value receiving empathy and consultation above anything else. Try to put your biases aside. You don't have to like or agree with someone's ideas, values, or opinions to communicate effectively with them. To fully comprehend them, you must set aside your judgment and refrain from looking to blame or criticize them.
Here is step number 4 and 5.
Tip number 4. Take time to respond. After you've listened and understood, take time to draft it in your head what you want to say. And tip number 5 is make sure you understood. Don't blame the others for not understanding. Instead, look for ways to clarify or rephrase what you're trying to say so it can be understood.
Number 6, develop your listening skills. Developing your listening skills would not only be good for you, but also be really helpful for the other person who's talking. This would mean that the both of you or the communication between the people involved would create a good flow, and not only that, but also have an interesting conversation. And number 7 is body language is important. You see, when you communicate with someone, your body would go along with the flow. Body language, like the movement of your eyes and your hands, as you communicate, your body wouldn't just stay stiff, right? Your hands would make these little movements as we say and explain stuff. Your body would also show whether it is interested or not, which is why it is important in improving your communication skills.
So for tip number 8, we have maintaining eye contact. So maintaining eye contact is crucial because it helps the speaker build trust between him or her and the audience. And for tip number 9, we have respect your audience. So you're not only playing the role of the speaker, but you're also playing the role of the listener. So you should respect the opinions and the new perspectives which your audience provides you with, as well as listen to what they have to say. So there are 3 main types of communication. Excuse me. So the first one is verbal communication. And in this type of communication, the message is transmitted through spoken words. So this means that I'm speaking using my mouth and that you can hear me. And then non-verbal communication is the type of communication wherein the message is transmitted through non-spoken words. So this means that it could be hand gestures or facial expressions, or they could be sign language because that's non-verbal, and other forms of sending messages where you don't really use words. And then lastly, have visual communication, wherein the message is transmitted through visual aids. So by visual aids, we mean charts and graphs and pictures. So that's the 3 main types of communication. Okay, so it's time for the practice questions. Who will ask the first question?
Okay, so I would ask the first question. My question is, what are the 5 types of communication?
I think the 5 importance of communication, it's subjective to every person, but I think you should focus fully on the person that's talking with you, and you should avoid interrupting or try to redirect the conversation. You should at least show interest in what's being said by the other person. Avoid negative body language, and deliver your words clearly. That's pretty much it. All right. I'm gonna ask the same question. Okay, I'm gonna go now. How important is listening in communication? Anyone wants to answer that?
So, why is listening important in communication? So, Listening is important in communication because if you don't listen to what the person in front of you is telling you, how will you understand? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it.
When do we need communication?
I'll answer that. Basically, communication is important all the time in almost every situation. Yeah, whether it's professional or personal, and even depending on the situation, communication can, for example, save lives, save marriages, countries, or just even everyday issues. For example, a fight between two people that can be resolved through communication. Of a victim or a witness communicating with a police officer that can save lives or help progress the case. Diplomatic relationships with countries that can be improved through communication. Basically, it's needed almost every day. Yeah, it's very important.
Okay, so next question. Give me an example of visual communication.
Example of visual communications are screen recording, images, infographic, animation, whiteboard, and GIFs. Screen recording. Trying to teach a screen recording shows you viewer exactly how to do what they need to do and how to navigate around an unfamiliar platform or UL. Images. Images, you've heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you can use one to visualize your point, do you? Infographic offers complex information or static in an easiest way to digest. Impact ways. Charts and graphs helps the viewer comprehend data quickly in a way that's much simpler than explaining with words. Whiteboard animation. Whiteboard animation is a popular for how-to or explanatory videos. Technically features visual display or an unseen narrator's verbal expression. This is a great medium or explainer video that conveys a product, process, or a point of view. GIFs. GIFs lighten the tone of your presentation and are useful tool for quickly engaging or re-engaging your viewers. They are a great way to add humor in otherwise dull piece of context, give instruction in a product or process, and so much more.
So, since we're being joined by the audience in our group study session today, let's ask them questions to make sure they listened while they joined us today.
No,